Coldplay is one of the most successful and beloved bands of the 21st century. Known for their emotional lyrics, melodic tunes, and epic live performances, the band has created a legacy that has touched millions of fans worldwide. Their journey from a university dorm room to the global stage is a testament to their talent, perseverance, and creative vision. Coldplay's story began in 1996 at University College London, where four young students, Chris Martin, Johnny Buckland, Guy Berryman, and Will Champion, met and decided to form a band. Chris Martin, a charismatic young man with a knack for writing melodies, became the lead vocalist and pianist. Johnny Buckland, a gifted guitarist, was named the band's lead guitarist. Guy Berryman, who initially studied engineering, took on the role of bassist. Will Champion, who had a background in various instruments, became the drummer. At first, the group went by different names, such as Pectorals and Starfish, but they eventually settled on Coldplay. The name came from a fellow student who had initially used it for his own group, but offered it to Martin and his bandmates when his group disbanded. Like many fledgling bands, Coldplay's early years were filled with struggles. They began by playing small gigs around London, earning a modest following. In 1998, they self-released their first EP, Safety. Although only 500 copies were made, the EP showcased their potential and helped them attract attention from record labels. In 1999, they signed with Parlophone Records and released another EP, The Blue Room. This EP included the song Bigger Stronger, which hinted at their future sound, emotionally driven music with a focus on atmospheric instrumentation. However, the band's journey was not without its bumps. Around this time, tensions arose, and the band made a pact: no hard drugs, equal shares of profits, and full commitment to the group. This agreement solidified their bond and laid the foundation for their long-term success. Coldplay's debut album, Parachutes, was released in July 2000. The album was a commercial and critical success, reaching #1 on the UK Albums Chart. Songs like Shiver, Yellow, and Trouble became instant hits. Yellow, in particular, catapulted them to international fame. The song, with its simple yet heartfelt lyrics, resonated with a wide audience and showcased their ability to craft emotionally impactful music. Parachutes earned Coldplay their first Grammy Award for Best Alternative Music Album and marked the beginning of their rise to global stardom. Its introspective lyrics and minimalist arrangements set the tone for Coldplay's early style. The release of Coldplay's second album, A Rush of Blood to the Head, in 2002, further cemented their position in the music industry. The album was critically acclaimed, with Rolling Stone calling it a masterpiece. It featured iconic tracks like Clocks, The Scientist, and In My Place. Clocks, with its signature piano riff, won the Grammy for Record of the Year in 2004, while The Scientist showcased the band's knack for poignant storytelling. The lyrics, combined with Chris Martin's emotive voice, struck a chord with listeners. The album's themes of love, loss, and existential questioning resonated universally, making it one of the defining records of the early 2000s. The band embarked on a massive world tour to promote the album, playing to sold-out venues and earning a reputation for their engaging live performances. Their concerts combined energy, emotion, and stunning visuals, captivating fans and critics alike. In 2005, Coldplay released their third album, X and Y. The album faced high expectations due to the success of its predecessor. While some critics felt it was less innovative, it was nonetheless a commercial triumph, becoming the best-selling album worldwide that year. The album included hits like Speed of Sound, Fix You, and Talk. Fix You became one of Coldplay's most iconic songs, known for its uplifting message and powerful crescendo. The song was inspired by Martin's then-wife, actress Gwyneth Paltrow, and her grief after losing her father. Its lyrics, Lights Will Guide You Home, resonated with fans and solidified Coldplay's reputation for creating emotionally profound music. Despite the album's success, Coldplay began to feel the pressure of living up to their own standards. They realized that they needed to experiment and evolve to stay relevant in an ever-changing music industry. Coldplay's fourth album, Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends, 2008, marked a significant shift in their sound and style. Collaborating with renowned producer Brian Eno, the band adopted a more experimental approach. The album featured orchestral arrangements, unconventional song structures, and influences from various genres, including classical music and world music. The title track, Viva la Vida, became one of Coldplay's biggest hits, earning them a Grammy Award for Song of the Year. With its grand instrumentation and historical references, the song represented a bold departure from their earlier work. Other standout tracks included Lost, Lovers in Japan, and 42. The album received widespread critical acclaim and showcased Coldplay's ability to reinvent themselves. Their accompanying world tour featured elaborate stage designs and creative visuals, further enhancing their reputation as one of the best live acts in the world. In 2014, Coldplay released Ghost Stories, a more subdued and introspective album. The record was influenced by Martin's separation from Paltrow and explored themes of heartbreak, forgiveness, and personal growth. The album featured a more electronic and atmospheric sound, with standout tracks like Magic, Midnight, and A Sky Full of Stars. The latter, co-produced by Avicii, blended Coldplay's signature emotional style. While Ghost Stories was less commercially dominant than their previous albums, it was praised for its emotional depth and vulnerability. The band supported the album with a series of intimate performances rather than a full-scale tour. Coldplay's seventh album, A Head Full of Dreams, 2015, was a celebration of life and positivity. The album's colorful aesthetic and uplifting themes stood in stark contrast to the somber tone of Ghost Stories. It featured collaborations with artists like Beyoncé, Tove Lo, and Noel Gallagher. Hits like Adventure of a Lifetime, Hymn for the Weekend, and Up and Up showcased the band's ability to craft upbeat anthems. The album's tour was one of the highest-grossing tours of all time, with Coldplay performing in stadiums around the world. This period also saw Coldplay perform at the Super Bowl 50 halftime show, where they were joined by Beyoncé and Bruno Mars. The performance was a vibrant celebration of music and diversity, watched by millions worldwide. In 2019, Coldplay released Everyday Life, a double album that delved into social and political issues. The album was divided into two halves, Sunrise and Sunset, and featured a diverse range of musical styles, from gospel and African rhythms to classical and folk influences. Songs like Orphans, Arabesque, and Daddy reflected the band's willingness to address complex topics such as immigration, war, and climate change. While the album received critical acclaim for its ambition and experimentation, it was less commercially focused than their previous works. In 2021, Coldplay embraced a cosmic theme with their ninth album, Music of the Spheres. The record featured collaborations with artists like BTS on the hit single My Universe and Selena Gomez on Let Somebody Go. The album combined pop, electronic, and experimental elements reflecting their continued evolution. Over the years, Coldplay has won numerous awards, including multiple Grammys and Brit Awards. They have sold over 100 million albums worldwide, making them one of the best-selling music acts of all time. Their music, characterized by its emotional depth and universal appeal, has transcended genres and cultural boundaries.